In this video, I'm going to show you how to run a report card in Dazzle or Student Information. You'll want to go in the cheater, type R700, and that will take you to the report card formatter screen. And you need to pick a report card in this drop down. And make sure you look over this drop down carefully, because chances are your district has its own custom format. Like I'm in MEC high school, and MEC has its own custom format here. Some recent changes we've made to this drop down is we have listed if the report is alpha or numeric, and if it prints landscape or portrait. That's what this L is. So if you're an alpha school, you want to find one of these report cards that says alpha. If you give numeric grades and you want the alpha equivalent, or you are numeric and alpha in Dazzle, you need to find one of these report cards that either says numeric, and this will print only the numeric grade, or it will print the alpha and the numeric. Again, the P or the L at the end stands for if you should choose portrait or landscape here. If you don't know if your district is, or your building is alpha or numeric, the easiest way to tell is type NOPT in the cheater. It will take you student information options, go to marks tab, and if this says alpha, you must choose an alpha format. If it says numeric, you must choose a numeric format or a numeric alpha format, numeric alpha equivalent format. So I'm going to go back to the R700. I'm going to pick my custom format, and actually, I'm going to skip that, and we're going to run fixed N2. Fixed N2 is alpha and L for landscape. So I need to make sure I have landscape button marked here. And school years for credit is always the current school year, 21-22. Is this an interim report card? No, it is not. If you print yes, it's going to print the words interim report card on it. Reporting term to show comments. So I want the last physical reporting term, which is Q2, because I'm running this at the end of first semester. I don't need to put anything in this mark type for comments and reporting terms for which to show marks. Since this is the end of first semester, I want Q1 to print, Q2 to print, and their first semester final if they have it. Some of you may just want to choose Q2. That's the only thing you want to print. You don't want the other grades printing, so that's all you slide over to the right. I don't need anything in mark types. I don't need anything in course types. So Dazzle is smart enough to know it shouldn't be printing lunch and study hall on report cards. And that is determined by the course type used. So you don't even have to slide things over to the right. Mark credit type. So if you are if you are a school that awards credit at the end of the year and it's only first semester, and you want that report card to reflect how much they've earned so far, so maybe only half the class is complete, so they have half the credit. So that's where you would want to say P1 or greater, or P1 only. I'm going to leave it as earned, so it's going to print the whole value of the class. Show required marks only is a yes. If you mark that as no, it's also going to print manual course history that someone has typed in or that came from the JVS. When you say show required marks only, it is only printing course history that comes off of that kid's student marks page. Print a report card that has no marks? No. Print a report card that has no, or print courses that have no marks? No. Print courses that have no marks in the current term? No. Print courses in a future term that have no marks. So do I want second sem only classes to print that haven't even started yet? No. I always mark these as no. Print course history that has no marks? No. I don't want a course to print from manual course history that someone forgot to enter the grade in. Include dropped courses, that's a no. Include dropped courses. These are all three always a no, unless you're trying to get a report card for a kid who has withdrawn. Then you're going to have to say print drop classes in the past or current course term. Show separate mark sub-report. I like to choose no. You can play around with that and pick yes. It's just going to print a separate section. So it will print first sem only courses, then leave a space, and then print all your courses and their grades. I want to see them all together. Show separate rows in credit sub-report for different schools. No, but if you wanted their course history from the JVS they were earning this year to show how many credits that were, and then how many credits they're earning at your district, you'd want to say yes to that if you wanted them separated out. Require update flag, update history flag, that is always a yes. Require is high school credit, that is a yes or a no depending on what grade level you're printing this for. It's not going to hurt anything if you're running this for high school kids and you print no. Marks alignment, I want my marks aligned. This is something you'll want to play around with. Try running it with stretch, see if you like it. I recommend align equivalents. GPA sets. Do you have a GPA? Please go recalc it before you run the report card. I'm going to slide over second 9 weeks GPA. I want the second 9 weeks honor roll. Do I want to refresh the GPA in the honor roll? No, because I'm going to go do that before I run this. When you refresh the GPA while you're running the report card or the transcripts, it makes it go extra, 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 extra long. I recommend you go to the GPA set page, you refresh the GPA, then you come run the report card or the transcript. Reporting term for which to show attendance. I actually want quarter 1 and quarter 2. I want all absence types. So if I want them all, I don't have to pull anything over to the right. Show present days. I want occurrences, the absence cutoff date. I want this to be Friday because that's when quarter 2 ended. Use period attendance, no. Which students do I want? Active. Some of you are going to put active and non-residents. Some of you have other status codes you're going to use. Do I need administrative homeroom? Nope. Do I need program? Nope. Do I need counselor? No. Remember, the less things you slide over to the right, the more kids you're going to get back. When you start sliding things over to the right, you're just narrowing down the list of possible students that can come out on the output. I come down here. If I want to run it for a certain kid, I would choose that. If I wanted to run it for a certain ad hoc membership, I would choose that. I don't. Homeroom date is today. I am not putting common text on. I'm not putting a grading scale. And I'm going to come down here. What grade levels do I want? 9, 10, 11, and 12. And I'm going to use this description. I highly recommend you use the description because it's going to show on your management screen in a couple of days when you're like, oh, I need to go back and find that report card I ran. You can easily tell which one it is when you use this description. So I'm going to hit submit, and that sends a job to my management screen, and I wait for that to complete. And while that's going, what I want to point out to you is if you come back to this portal page and you scroll down, course history and marks videos, there are some awesome videos in here. How to get the R702 and the R700 on the I want to screen, how to run a transcript, how to send the Dazzle report cards to parent access so the kids see them when they log into parent access, how to adjust course history, how to enter course history. So let's see if that is done. So now it's complete. I hardly have any kids in this district. So Noah only has one class and they have B, B, and B. Their attendance is printing. Their GPA is printing. Anita Edwards. So let's come down here to Ruth Acevedo because I really have courses entered for her. And all her grades are printing. She's made the honor roll. Those are the credits that she's earned so far. And here's her GPA. If you have any questions about running a report card in student information / Dazzle, please send us a ticket so we can assist you. I'm going to go back to the R700 because a word of advice. If you run a format and it's not right, I highly encourage you to run a different format. Is it wrong on that format too? Okay, then that tells us there's something wrong overall. If you run it on a different format and it prints correctly, then that tells us there's something wrong with the format you're running, and we need to investigate. One final thing I want to show you. Did you know that once you select how you want to run this report cards, you can come here to load settings and save these settings. So this is 2122 run report card. So now when I save, and I'm keeping this private so only I can see it, third quarter comes along, I can come to this R700, I can go to load settings, I can click my 2122 run report cards, it loads how I ran it before. And so now that it's quarter 3, I just have to make some changes. You know, I slide over quarter 3 because those are the comments I want to print. And reporting terms to show marks. Well, now I need to move over quarter 3 because I want those grades to print too. Almost, I want to say every report has the option to save your load setting. So if you're struggling with these formatters and what to pick and you are getting frustrated, find the settings that work for you and then save them so you'll have them. Now keep in mind, you're not going to be able to use these same settings next year, because when you go into 22-23 and load your 21-22 report card, it's going to say school year for credit 21-22, and you wouldn't want that next year. You'd want 22-23. So keep in mind, load settings are usually specific to just that year you're in. Thank you.